considers unique books such as our Mayflower Ancestors, and it's digitized and is now being circulated,
Yes.
are you allowed to then also check out the original version of the same book?
Largely up to the library as to how they want to handle this. I'd say we're in evolution. And then I'll let the lawyer speak. Okay, so I think that there's going to, the way that I think we're going to eventually get to is the out of print or the orphans or sort of the old stuff is just going to be out there. The stuff that people are trying to hoof it and make some money on, we should not circulate that much and buy it from those guys.
But past journals, for example, if she digitizes those, will she still be able to let the hard copy?
I'd say it's up to her. Mary, what do you want to speak to?
They're gone. Once they're digitized, they're gone.
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, that's the scenario that we want in terms of copyright. And the advice that I give to Linda is that if you take it off the shelf and it's out of there, then there's only one copy. If you're talking about two copies, then you want to look to see if it was public domain, fine. If it's between 1923 and 1963, it could well be in the public domain. There's a way to check, at least for books, whether or not it's been renewed. And then if it's newer than that, I wouldn't have a second copy.
We don't.
Yeah.
I guess would be also another way. So the Internet Archive owns copies of the books that we've scanned and put into the lending library. And we have them basically offline and out of circulation. So when people are participating with this and they're kind of getting their toe in the water, you know, and they say, okay, well, I'll put it forward a book. Sometimes they just go to a Libris or Amazon and buy a used copy of it and send it to us. And then that just gets going. And then let a few months go by and sort of say, oh, it's kind of working. And then participate some more. Boston Public, I think, flags the books that they've put into the program, and then they sort of keep them off to the side so that they're only checked out once. They sort of flag it in their catalog. So is this being obsessive? Probably, but at this stage might be a worthwhile thing to do.
Just to clarify, that's a great system because the books are in this warehouse, so they're legitimate copies. They're not seeing the light of day. It's only the one copy of the
Put them in a safe someplace. Don't let them out.
That's what they've done. Yeah, don't let them out.
You still want them for historical purposes, or?
Oh yeah, we don't destroy books. So when we scan things, we don't. It's non-destructive. We're into that. You know, we hold the book like this. We don't even open it all the way. You know, it's the whole. We're book lovers. Yeah.
You used the term rights burden several times. Can you define that a little more?
There's probably some rights, something or other, someplace such that it's not public domain. That, you know, Ben, I don't know. I'm a Ben Franklin fan.
But it's still, in this situation, is being made available.
Yes, in this situation, these are books that probably have rights burdens. There's probably some copyright, something or other somewhere. And so we don't feel comfortable just posting it on the net, which we'd love to do, because that's actually our mission. So we basically have been putting things into this lending library. And then we did this even more restrictive thing, which is in-library lending. And the in-library lending has been interesting to us because it's gotten real participation from librarians. We went and did just in general library lending with the Boston Public Library, Marine Biological Laboratory, and a university in Guatemala a full year ago. And we didn't get a lot of people to follow. But when we've said, okay, well, it's restricted to just the libraries, a lot more libraries felt comfortable with that, or they felt that they were getting something for it. And so we've gotten a lot more participation. So in general, it's lent, such that there's only one copy at any one time in circulation.
And so so basically you're considering the people giving you items as members or some term, and then so because they own it, you're just making their copy available to a broader audience to learn.
Yes.
And that library has to make sure that if they're keeping a copy, what if they have they have 2 copies of that book?
Maybe they have 2 copies.
Okay.
But we're only doing one. Even some people say, well, look, I've got 10 copies of this. Can I lend it out 10 times? It's like, well, maybe, but at this point, we're kind of just sort of taking some steps forward and seeing sort of what works. And your name's on the line, because it actually says it's being borrowed from your library.
I have a positive comment.
Yeah.
I think it would be very hard for the rights owners to say it's not fair use under this situation where one copy is going out at one time in the old library model.
Yeah, you're talking to a consortium, so I want to kind of direct this to have to scan one?
One book.
Donate a book.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
You can donate a book to us.
Right.
You can lend a book to us, then we'll digitize it and send it back to
Oh,
you.
you can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, well, you know,
That's
one
it.
or 100. Actually, don't just do one. Do 100. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. And you know, and we'll pay for it. We'll pay for it. You send us any 100 books, we'll digitize them.
Okay, so that's.
Or drive them up and have some fun with us and come for a free lunch. All right, and so try to see what it is and sort of what's going on.
So if you want to like discuss if it's appropriate, like you don't want to
No.
send you the Danielle Steele.
Go for it. We got a lot of Danielle Steele. You might want to check to see if we have it already. Danielle Steele, we got
Yeah,
covered.
because one of the things I'm running into is a lot of the opportunities for digitizing. You have to partner with the historical association, which is fine, except they don't want to offer this stuff for free. They make money. They're 501c3s also, and so I'm not having much luck working with our historical museum. But I think I want to, because I want to digitize all this stuff. I want to make it available. So you are offering me now a better.
Come on, let's do it. Yeah, let's get going. You know, let's find a bunch of books. Start lending. See if it's working for your users. Tell us a little bit of how we can integrate it into your system so you can get better discovery. And let's expand the program. 100,000 books isn't the end of the day, it's the beginning of the day. And Jill, you guys have been participating in this. Has it been working for you?
Well, we have one book right now. But I would say that for us, if you're concerned about the copyright issues, this is pushing forward in a way that we wanted to participate in. But it is ideal if you have things that are fragile, that you don't really feel comfortable circulating. Like we have a lot of historic materials are on the edge between, they're not really in our historic collection, but they're somewhat fragile, they're older. They're in that range where they're probably in copyright still. So you can actually circulate something that you might not have felt comfortable.
And it's a good
circulating.
story.
Yeah.
It's a good story. Urban High School, which is a high school that my kid goes to in San Francisco, they gave us a bunch of books that they wanted to make available to their kids with reading disabilities because they wanted to basically make large print editions of the books that, and they didn't get the Library of Congress keys and special things, but they wanted to have it read aloud to their kids in large print. And so those, again, it's a good story, right? So that, you know, we're doing it for the right reasons. We're not trying to gyp publishers out of things. In fact, we're trying to buy books from them. And I think we can be successful if we work together to buy books such that the next set of authors will get paid to go and put the key books into our libraries. But then how do we deal with the 20th century? And I'm really, you know, 20th century was a pretty impactful century. And I really want to make sure that our kids have full time to go and learn the lessons from that key century. And right now, it's really not available to them in digital form. And unless we do something, I don't think it ever will be.
Looks like questions are over and we need to move on, but I was going to suggest that this is really great. You know, I have all this power as the president of PLP. So I was going to ask, but you know, as I say, ask Linda, to put something in the newsletter with the specific things of how to contact and some background information so that not only all of us who are here today can get that, but our staffs can get it too. So I think that would be a really great follow-up.
Mary and I are meeting with Brewster on Monday, and I think we should talk about PLP libraries somehow getting involved too. It's easy and it isn't expensive at this point. So,
okay, so you'll see
Thank
some
you very
follow-ups.
much.
And thank you, Brewster.